There's a new class of blockbuster drugs. Drugs like Ozempic. They're changing bodies.
And all of a sudden, just the weight starts falling off.
Fortunes.
It just got too expensive.
They're just bank breakers.
And industries.
There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of skepticism.
The impact of these drugs, from business to health, is just beginning.
From the Journal, $1 Trillion Shot. Find it in the Journal feed wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra is perfect for more than just the summer heat this year. Because not only is it refreshing and crisp with only 95 calories, but Ultra is also the official beer sponsor of Team USA at the Olympic Games Paris 2024. Celebrate every point, race, and moment with Team USA and Michelob Ultra for the Olympic Games Paris 2024. Stock up on Michelob Ultra and cheer on Team USA. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, you're still busy. You're still on that machine. Okay, I'll leave you. Okay. Excuse me, can I hop in? Are you done with this machine? You mind if I hop in on this one?
Dude, why don't you butt out, dweeb?
Sorry, I haven't weightlifted in a while. I'll just keep it.
What did you get out of here? You're just a jerk, stupid. You're in my way, bro.
I'll show you, dude. I'll come back here with my friends and I'll show you.
What? Your friends? What, like famous comedians Andrew Orbital and Ben Roy?
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They say the darkest hour comes right before the dawn, but when's dawn? What's that, 5:30? So that means the darkest hour is 4:30? Okay, whatever. Here's the thing. Super dark at midnight, super dark 1 a.m., super dark 2 a.m. If you're going to get into a dark pissing match, just realize that it's all pretty fucking dark, okay? Welcome to the Grolic Saves the World. My name is Adam Caton Holland.
My name is Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orbital.
And this is a podcast about bettering your world. And yeah, it's just dark all night. You know what I mean? And I don't really understand why people just feel the need to sort of say, but the dawn, the hour right before the dawn's when it's darkest. It's fucking dark, dude. Like if you're filming something and you want it to look dark and you go out at 2, it'll look dark. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I
know what you're saying. I just don't know why you're saying it. And that's been the biggest problem for me so
I just
far.
feel like all these production crews are trying to get this true dark. And so they're like really wed to 4 o'clock. And I just think if you're really trying to get dark across on screen, anytime after 10 o'clock is going to work.
I don't think production companies are using that as some sort of that old saying as some sort of a way to know when to film night scenes. I just
Ben,
think
here's the thing. You haven't really shot anything on that level since 2018, right? And I am wading back into real Hollywood stuff, and I'm having these conversations. And we're talking about how do we make the scene look like night. And I've got these DPs coming at me saying, well, we got to shoot at 4. The darkest hour is right before the dawn. And I'm saying, asshole. Time is money. Let's shoot at 10, I says.
But
it's just really, I guess, something I'm going through as a professional on film sets.
Well, that's great, Adam. And I appreciate all of the commentary on it.
Sorry, I was swallowing a cyanide pill. I actually took 3 just to be extra sure.
Those are single dose cyanide pills too, huh? So you're going real dead, huh?
Well, that means we probably should get to Andrew's story real quick if we only have a tight window here. Last Grolics, great Grolics. Joe Mandy was the guest. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Oh my God, great show.
Great show. We did this sort of insane opening sketch, which we will put on Patreon soon here, where we talked about how hard it was to come across pornography as a young boy in the 80s. How you didn't have the internet at your disposal, all the lengths you would go to tracking down magazines and whatnot. Just a delightful tale of pornography of yesteryear. And it delighted the audience. There was no one who felt it was inappropriate or weird. Everyone was on board with this sketch. much
including
like
my
Adam's Pearl.
15-year-old daughter.
Much like my Adam's Pearl this episode. And Andrew then subsequently shared a story with us after the fact that I thought we got to bring this right to the fucking pod because this is bananas. So Andrew, as you are, the clock is ticking for you. You are dying with the cyanide pills.
No, it's homeopathic. It's fine. I'm microdosing cyanide. I'm actually fine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's for
cool.
a gut issue.
Little death every day. I like it.
Do you find it makes you a more effective business leader to microdose a little bit of cyanide?
Yeah, it just helped me keep my life in perspective, almost losing it every day. So,
I love that.
helps me see the bright side of.
I do too. I love this journey for you.
I love the journey for you as well.
Thank you. Yeah, this story is crazy, and I often forget about it because it's so bronzed in shame in my memory that I think I consciously don't often think of it. But that sketch did dredge it back up from the depths. So sure, I'll share this story. This happened as at freshman year in high school. And so this is like early 90s. And
I didn't know you were that old. Okay, great.
No, freshman year in high school.
Great.
I made a new friend in high school. His name was John. We'll just mercifully use his first name. His name is John. And we were hanging out, and I invited him for a sleepover. He said, sure. So he came over to my house for a classic sleepover. Now, if you were ever a teen boy and listening to this, you know that a sleepover between two boys, someone's probably smuggling a porn mag or two into the sleepover. It's a rite of passage, or you're going to take them out, like we were joking around to the woods to see your creepy little stash or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so John had brought porn mags over to share his knowledge of female anatomy. And
can we call him Cool John?
Well, I don't know if we will by the end, but yes.
All right, fair enough.
Let's wait.
Cool
Let's
John.
wait, Adam.
So he had brought some Penthouse magazines over in his backpack. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, this is, every new magazine you see as a teen boy. Again, this is pre-internet. It's like, I didn't know that a body could look like that. It's like expanding your knowledge. So, we go out to, I don't know what, we shoot the basketball around. We went out, we left my house to do something. And while we were gone, my mother went into Cool John's backpack.
Jesus.
And found the porn mags. Later, she would say that she did so because she suspected that he had brought drugs into the house. So much like a cop who kicks in a door and kills an unarmed civilian for no reason, my mom was operating under some pretty flimsy logic here. But she got into his backpack. She found the porns. It took them. But she didn't tell us that she went into the backpack and found the porns when we got back. She kept this information secret from us. So we got back later that night. Cool John goes in his backpack. He's terrified. He's like, dude, my penthouses are gone. The magazines are gone. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God. We're like, what? And I had two little brothers. I still have two little brothers, but at this time,
they were little.
Yeah. And so I went and kind of like low key interrogated them. I'm like, did you get into John's backpack? They're like, we don't know what you're talking about. No.
Yeah. They were prime smut stealing age.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. So this was on a Saturday. We do the sleepover Saturday night. We go to church the next morning because my mom made my friends go to church with us because why wouldn't you? That's what every...
Jesus Christ.
I hate your mother.
Exactly, Adam, and that's the point. That's the point.
Yes, sorry.
It's all about
your
Jesus.
mother, but I hate her at this time frame.
My mother isn't the hero of this story for sure. So we go to church. John, this whole time, John has been pretty nervous because he brought 3 penthouses over and they are gone. And we don't know what happened to them. My brothers swear they didn't take them. We're kind of like, I don't know. My mom had never gotten into a friend, to my knowledge, into like a friend's backpack. So I didn't know that was in her toolkit. So we go to church. After church, we're hanging outside, and the pastor and youth pastor of the church walk up to us in the parking lot with my mom. And it was at that point my mom chooses to tell us that she went into Cool John's backpack, found the porns, and she has told the pastors so they can now talk to us about pornography. This is happening
in the parking lot. You're like
the
outside the church
parking lot. Yeah. And people are like milling around. People are walking around.
Holy
I am
shit.
just horrified. My friend John, my new friend John, he's just like, the look on his face is just, he's so shocked at what is happening. He's living a nightmare. He's living some kind of crazy, crazy nightmare. And so the youth pastor proceeds to take us over. I remember it was under a tree right by the parking lot, and tell us all about the evils of porn and why, we shouldn't need porn and this and that. Just kind of a very stock conversation. And Cool John is just like head bobbling, nodding. And I'm just standing there like, this cannot be happening. So the youth pastor finishes up and we all get back in the car. Very quiet car ride home.
Sure.
And my mom is like, well, John, I'm going to call your parents and tell them what I found. And John is again horrified. And he shares with me, he's like, my dad will like beat the shit out of me if he finds out about this. And I don't know if that was true, or if he was just saying it. It seemed pretty true. I will say, it seemed pretty authentic. He was like, my dad will like beat the shit out of me if he finds out about this. Who knows? Maybe they were his dad's magazines. I don't know. But I just kind of made that connection now in hindsight way down the road. But so I go to my mom and I explain this to her. I'm like, Mom, you can't call John's parents. His dad will like beat him. Please, don't do that. And so my mom decides she's not going to call his parents, but she's going to make John burn the porn magazines in our family's fireplace.
Oh my fucking God.
Yes,
John chose the worst friend possible in school.
John, Cool John is just
Cool
like,
John
I am
is listening. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. That sucks.
This sucks.
So poor John had to kneel next to the fireplace and put the 3 penthouses in there and light them on fire. And I remember my dad, who is an avowed lifelong atheist, was like watching this from across the room and just smiling and laughing. He thought it was so fucking dumb. He was just like, what is happening? These two teen boys trying to start a porn fire.
Did Cool John know he was going to church when he agreed to spend the night? Like,
I don't remember if I had like told them that, or if that was something I like to ambush my friends with once they were already dropped off at my house. I feel like it was probably the latter, where I was like, oh yeah, by the way, we got to go to church, but no big deal. I highly doubt I stitched that into the invite.
Sure.
Hey, you want to sleep over and go to church tomorrow? I knew that going to church wasn't cool. I was a teenager and I was not excited to bring a fucking friend to church. So,
did you talk to this John ever?
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there in a second. So he's trying to light the porn mags on fire. They kind of go up. They burn a bit. And my mom is like, okay, I'll take you home now. It was like, just like that. So she takes Cool John home. Later that day, cherry on top, I go downstairs and I discover those penthouses didn't burn at all. They are glossy, heavyweight magazine print. The edges got burned like a classic treasure map. These are still perfectly fine porns. I take them back. Boom. I win out and get 3 porns out of this whole deal.
Dude, the devil is real. Wow.
Smuggled out 3 porns. And to answer your question, Ben, after that, not only did Cool John never speak to me again, he would not look at me if we were in the same hallway or if like we were in the lunchroom or something.
Yeah.
I was like a negative zone in his vision. I
Yeah.
think he wanted to forget my entire
I'm Team
existence.
Cool John on this one. I got to be
I'm
honest.
Team Cool John also.
Yeah, I
Well,
know
you know what's
are, 'cause
crazy?
You're Cool Andrew now.
I did a little research. I subsequently learned that Cool John grew up to be John Krasinski, Hollywood A-lister John Krasinski.
That would be amazing.
No,
but-
comment.
Yeah.
No, you did your research wrong. It turned out to be John McCain. This is a different
Oh
age
my
group.
God,
Andrew,
really?
yeah.
Yeah,
The
he was
ace cool guy, John McCain. Yeah. And that's memories of his magazines is how he got through his POW ordeal.
If you are listening to this, Cool John, I am deeply and eternally sorry for that horrible single night sleepover.
And I will say he is. And John, I'll vouch that he's cool now because I've brought several porno mags to his house when we hang out, and he's never burned any of mine. And in fact, all we do is look at them and jerk off on his couch together.
Yeah,
So-
just classic bro time. Classic bro time.
Well, I'm really glad that we are talking about cool guys. I'm glad that we've gotten
and
to
bro
this place.
time.
Good
Yeah. Bro time.
transition, Adam.
Because I think I once was one of these cool guys you guys are talking about. I really do. I think I used to be a pretty classic cool guy.
Yeah?
And one of the big components of that was that I used to like to go to the gym and fucking throw some weight around, dudes. I used to love, not like a goony way, but three times a week, I'm weightlifting. I'm adding that into my workout regimen. And then guess what happened to that cool guy? Well, some lady shackled him, put a fucking ring on his finger. And then that lady made him have several babies with her.
You gotta, if she tricked you into those kids, Adam, you gotta talk to someone.
She's gonna fucking hate this. She's gonna hear this and hate it so much.
She did
But
the
no.
condiment out of the trash trick. You hear about it, but
Katie, I'm not saying any of this.
We're
I
just-
want you to know that Ben is the good guy in this group. I'm not
No.
saying this.
But I used to, prior to having kids, I used to go to the gym pretty regularly and work out and lift weights. It was a part of my workout routine.
sure.
And then that was the first thing that vanished when I had kids. I just didn't have the time. COVID sort of hit close to that as well. So there was no reason to have a gym membership. And I just stopped weightlifting altogether. I still work out. I'm pretty neurotic. Play soccer. I jog. I do Peloton. But like I've just stopped doing the weightlifting stuff. And it's kind of, it was a way of how I viewed myself as like a guy who's strong in that regard. And I haven't felt that way in 5-6 years since I've had children.
And I can relate. I haven't felt that way about you in a long time. I haven't felt
See.
that you are strong or
Now, part of being a cool John is allowing a certain vulnerability. That's why he brings the porns in his backpack to get to a vulnerable
So
place.
you see yourself as the cool John in this situation.
I
right?
certainly do. And if you just keep up walls all the fucking time,
And
then
I
you
see
can't
myself
be-
as my mom. I'm going into your backpack while you're gone.
There's a lot of roles for all of us to play.
And I'm your atheist dad who's just watching, laughing hysterically while you guys try to burn glossy porn, knowing that will survive.
Just this
and my
toxic
little,
smoke just pouring out
my
of the
little
fucking
boy
fireplace.
will get his hands back on his jack mags and he'll be back to work in no time.
And I'm a youth pastor who's been made to fucking chew out some kid. And now I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do this. Like I'm having second thoughts
I should have
about-
been the youth pastor under the tree. That's more who I am.
Right.
Let's hit the
Robert
shade for a hot
McMurchie.
talk. What was his name? Do you remember?
Robert McMurchie.
That's the
Oh,
youth pastor?
Yeah, that was the pastor's name.
Cool.
I wonder
Just
if he
want
ever
to
made it to full-fledged pastor.
No,
I remember he
he's
had
on
the
a-
most youth pastor acoustic guitar of all time. It was like everything on it was rounded. Like it had like no angle on it whatsoever.
Adam, if you want to locate him and ask him about this, you just have to go to a registry list. I'm pretty sure he's probably on there.
I'll check
now.
that out after the pod or maybe in the fourth act. But what I was trying to say is that I recently joined a gym again, rec center style, and I went and weightlifted and I was lost and intimidated. And I was just like, what the fuck? I went at rush hour. There were so many people. I forgot how all the machines worked. And I was just like, I did like a bench press and got out of there. I was just out of my element.
Like a single bench press?
I mean, a couple of times on the bench press.
It'd be pretty funny. It'd be pretty funny if you just did one and left.
And so I decided, old school Grolix challenge, I need to go back with my bros to find my comfort
You need
zone.
a squad is what it is.
I need a squad up, dude.
I need somebody to spot me.
Did you just say squad up, dude?
I said squad up, dude. That's how you say it. That's how I squeal it in the parking lot as we're just about to walk in. Squad up, dudes!
Because you can't spell squat without most of the letters in squad.
That's great,
Squat
Adam.
squad! Yep. Okay.
It's an old-fashioned squad challenge, guys. I'm throwing it down.
Squat
I want
squad.
you, Ben, and you, Andrew, to accompany me, Adam, a.k.a. Cool John, to the gym, and we fucking get our list on.
Okay, well, me, a.k.a. Mean Mom, this is a great challenge for me.
What
This is a great challenge for me because I've dabbled in the gym and I don't know what any of the fucking machines do. I do the most basic shit.
What the fuck?
Like at least 75% of that gym is alien to me. I don't know how to properly use the machines. And if I don't know how to use it, I'm not going to try to use it. So this will be great. We can maybe
Andrew and Adam, I think, or I sense what you're asking here is that the big dog comes with you guys to show you a little bit of the ropes.
Is that like your youth pastor name, Big Dog?
No, not that.
I am the youth pastor.
I thought you were Cool John. You said you were Cool John.
Yes, you did say you were.
Here's the thing, Cool John.
Both? You have that depth to your wow.
Yeah.
Classic Adam hogging all the good roles, right, Ben?
I'm playing two characters in this story. It's wild that they would do that. But when you have an actor of my caliber, yeah, give him two roles.
I think this is a good idea. I go to the gym. I lift.
You're taking gym selfies now. You are full gym culture. Well, if you follow Ben on Insta, you're going to get a sweaty
reindoctrinate me into
selfie.
The gym. And let's teach Andrew a few things. Let's go lift together, my
Ben,
dudes.
I want you to take my gym cherry. I made Ben so quiet. I made Ben quiet for once.
Andrew, hold on. Do another take. Say, Ben, I want you to take my gym cherry, and then yell squat squad.
Ben, I want you to take my gym cherry. Squat squad style.
I don't. It's the...
We will be back in the second act. Squat squad having formed.
Voice.
We're going to be ripped. We're going to be toned.
In the meantime,
our porn will have been stolen.
Enjoy this ad, unless you're a Patreon member, in which case you don't have to hear any ads. And we will be back after the break, fucking swole, thanks to our Apex Gym Predator Ben Roy. Squat squad.
He can't. Don't call him the Gym Predator. Remember that is still under litigation, and
right.
It's not going to do him any favors with that jury.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
There's a lot that could impress you about the all-new Honda Prologue EV. True, it's got class-leading passenger space and clean, thoughtful design and intuitive technology. But what really sets the Prologue apart from the competition is that it's more than an EV. It's a Honda. Honda, the power of dreams. Visit honda.com/prologue to learn more.
Feel your max with Brooks Running and the all-new Ghost Max 2. They're the shoes you deserve, designed to streamline your stride and help protect your body. Treat yourself to feel-good landings on an ultra-high stack of super comfy nitrogen-infused cushion that takes the edge off every step, every day. The Brooks Ghost Max 2. You know, technically, they're a form of self-care. Brooks, let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
We are back. through the magic of podcasting, time has elapsed, and we are fucking yoked. We are jacked.
Couldn't even fit into my office chair, dude.
I know, dude. People look at me differently. People treat me differently, and nerds scurry away. And I'm not even like trying to fuck with them, but they run when I round the corner, and it's kind of nice.
Which is crazy to me, considering how much jagging off you guys did on this gym visit.
What do you mean jagging off?
Jagging off. Wow.
You two. Let's just say this. Adam really wanted to do this. Andrew did not really want to do this.
Yeah, of course not. What?
And where did you lie on the scale, Ben?
I already just sort of go sometimes, but you guys treated it like I'm some sort of. I mean, I go.
You're a
few
fitness
times.
guru, whether you like it or not.
I am not.
You are a
guru.
fitness influencer, and we came to you.
I go.
You know what? You know what?
lift.
Ben's fucking right. Ben's right. Andrew and I, we got to the Carla Madsen Rec Center. Shout out to Carla Madsen Rec Center.
Carla Madsen, I want to start by saying that I arrived first and I pulled in. This is right off Colfax. For people who don't live in Denver, that is it's kind of our main street, but known to be a bit rowdy at times. And I pulled
street.
up.
It's a rough sandpaper strip of a street.
Just there was a car beside me in the parking lot, just left on. Like, that's a good way. Like, there was no one in it. The car was running, the door was open, and the person was nowhere to be seen. And I ended up going inside. I waited and looked around. There was nobody around. I went inside.
That's got to be some kind of like sting operation or something.
I thought maybe it was a bait car because it's the right neighborhood for it.
Yeah.
And there is the high school right there. So they probably just catch kids who would want a joyride, but that's how it started off. We arrived. I was early, and then I had to tell them, "Hey, you've got a car that's just running with a door open."
See, already Ben's a hero. He comes in, he heroically reports a dangerous situation.
I would have ignored
he's a
it.
guy that knows, because he's like the king of the fucking gym. And
he just makes it his own responsibility, you know?
No, it's so disappointing because Andrew and I both were like, all right, here we are. Ben, what are we doing? And he's like, I don't fucking know. And we're like, oh, well, we thought
came
you would
to you for
lead
knowledge
us through the gym. And he's like, nah.
Ben, I will say Ben begrudgingly began to. He took us over. He led us through some stretching. That's what we did first.
That's right.
We went, he showed us some stretches. We did some
we did
hip
some
stretches.
hip stretches, some hip mobility stuff. We stretched out our arms and our shoulders, just got the blood flowing, as you should. This is not news. It
was new to me. I prefer not to stretch.
For people who are listening who have not gone to the gym or been to the gym before, I'm not trying to belittle if you don't. I'm just saying I'm not an expert. I literally go 4 times a week and lift.
That's a lot.
It's not a lot. But I'm not like a power. I just go to try to keep myself healthy and kind of get my body moving.
I think you're underselling yourself here, and I appreciate the humility, but you certainly were the expert in our group. Correct.
Oh, well, that's because you two are fucking dipshits.
Stop. I know my way around a gym, but it's been years. And so it quickly became clear.
You notice how when I start saying that I do, Adam quickly jumps in and starts getting competitive with me.
It's not competitive.
I love it.
It is competitive. You're very competitive with me.
I know how to pull you guys' strings. I'll get you on board.
I want to tell you a quick story. One time, for a benefit, I had
my friend brought porn over in his backpack.
Cool John. No, one time, for a benefit for some forest firefighters who had lost their lives, I did a benefit for planking. You had to plank as a benefit, and that for every minute you held, you raised money. And I was at my peak fitness level. That was the best shape I'd ever been in, and I held one for 14 minutes. I held the plank, and immediately when I told
$14?
Yes, I raised no, I think I raised $140 or $200 or something. The minute I told Adam and I posted it on my Instagram, his first comment, he didn't say, "That's great." He didn't say anything. He goes, "I could beat that." That was the first thing that he said. I don't know if you remember that.
That's
Adam.
what I love about you too.
He goes,
I remember that.
I could beat you at that. So this has been a long running competition.
I still think I could.
But there's always been a healthy competition, which was why I was shocked, Adam, about this, because like I look at you and I think you're in very good physical shape. You're pretty broad chested. You got good biceps.
I do the shups. I do a bunch of shups. Here's the thing. I do think that there is sort of gym culture, and if you're out of it, it's a little daunting to jump back into it. And I remember there's just like all sorts of weights that are like not a simple machine that you just know how to do. It's like, oh, you have to do this type of squat or this type of Turkish get up, or like these things that you just sort of forget, for example. And so Ben very reluctantly was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm not a gym guru. Let's just kind of start going through a workout. And we decided to do like chest and back. And then immediately we're doing bench press, right? Here's little fucking things.
You two went immediately to the bench press. I was like, this is the one exercise I know how to do already.
And then Andrew immediately starts criticizing it because he's like,
right.
Well, I want to do something weird and cool. I don't know. I was like,
yeah, I mean, I know how to bench press, but I will say right off the bat, Ben had tips for us that we didn't know. He taught us how to properly set up on the bench, how to like pull yourself down. That was something I'd never been taught before, never used before. So right off the bat, we got an interesting tip from Ben, right, Adam?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I had never approached the bench that way either. Ben taught us how to position ourselves on it. And then I remembered, he's like, all right, do a lighter amount of weight, 12, 14 reps, then add weight, do 10 reps, then add weight again, do 8 reps. And I remembered that shit, and I had forgotten about little things like that. So already, I'm feeling a little bit more swag in the gym.
He also taught me that you hold the bench bar with your pinky out as if you're enjoying a fine fluted beverage. You put your pinky away from your hand. It felt so weird. It felt very weird. I've never used that grip.
You're looking for the line on the bar, and then you extend your pinkies out, and so that you know that your hands are even on it. And Adam, you did very well. I think you discovered that you were still benching what you were benching pretty well prior to you stopping lifting.
And so was I.
Yeah, no, that was a genuine moment. And I would sound the earnestness horn, but I don't even need to because I can swat away anything. I don't even give a
wow.
Like I could be dead
look
earnest,
at Adam,
and you guys could come at me,
sauntering.
And I'll fucking swat it away and continue down earnestness.
Wow. As the residents of Rip City hurl trash down upon his head, Adam,
do your fucking
confidently
best,
saunters down.
No worries.
Great.
I got this.
I wanted to know what your earnestness horn was for the gym anyway. But
so for listeners who are listening right now, generally, if you are lifting, and this is not a hard, fast rule, but generally you'll notice that people tend to isolate muscle groups. And usually will be, if you are doing a push, like a bench press, you are probably doing a pull, like a back exercise. That's why so it works the full range of the muscle, chest and back, a push and a pull. That's why it generally tends to be a bicep day with tricep, because you push and you pull. Ditto with shoulders and lats. So we started with chest and back. We actually started with a little bit of cardio. You missed that, but we did 10 minutes just to warm up on the cardio machine.
Right. No one gives a shit about that. I wanted to get right to the good
everybody
stuff.
Wants to get racked. Then we were supposed to do chest and back, and then we did the bench press, and then this begins what I call manic weightlifting process that you guys just
Wait. Before we get out of this, you're skipping over something. As we were doing the bench press, Ben showed us another exercise, and this would turn out to be the first of what would be many of exercise I have dubbed Ben's punishments. In this exercise, you took what I believe was a 25 or 35 pound weight that you would put on a bench press, and you hold it at your side, and then you bend down at the side and back up, and you do it 20 times. And Ben said, like you're lifting a heavy suitcase, which is what it was like. And it fucking sucked. It sucks to lift a heavy suitcase, and it sucked to lift this
It's an
weight.
oblique exercise where you're reaching, you do it with a 45-pound plate. And, you're just like you're picking it up. You lean over at the side and pick up. And
the heavy suitcase pickup. Yeah. So this was an exercise I never heard of before. I did not know. And it turns out Ben was full of these, Ben just knew all these exercises I had never heard of nor seen anyone ever do.
I think what we were starting to learn at this point, Andrew, is that Ben does know his way around a gym and is full of all sorts of helpful tidbits. However, he is a shitty teacher and he is not willing to engage, and he's not generous with his knowledge. Instead, Ben came in with an agenda, and Ben said, today's my fucking chest and back day. And Andrew and I said, yeah, but why don't you teach us a little bit? And Ben said, nah, I'm doing this shit. And we're like, okay, hey, Ben, why don't you recognize you're not here working out alone? You're here to share a little bit with your friends. And so Ben then reluctantly assumed a bit of a teacher role.
No.
So
you guys, we were doing the bench
undignified.
presses, and in the middle of it, Andrew was going, I know this one. I want to see something stupid I can laugh at.
I mean, it was true. It was true. But then I will say, I think we're being a little hard on Ben. I will say he immediately was helpful. There was a machine that has like a little like rope hanging off it. I was like, I've never known how to use this. I've never understood this. And Ben showed us how to use it, including an insane exercise where you kneel on the ground and you put the little rope behind your neck and you're doing these like,
penitent.
Yeah, these like penitent.
It's
we
an
have
ab
video
exercise,
of it.
Andrew. It's not penitent. It's an ab exercise.
I call it,
You're like
I call it power
putting
praying.
your forehead on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like power praying.
Producer Ron is doing it right now.
So
you kneel down. Basically, if it's the tricep machine, it's a cable machine, and the rope is to use as you can use it for your triceps. You just pull straight down and
I mean, I didn't know. I've never used it, and so but Ben showed it. But Ben showed me how to use it, and now my praying has never been more hardcore. You should see.
Well, good, because about all the amount of smut that's coming to your house. Pray it
this
away.
rec center gym is packed, and these two are like bowing on the machine, laughing like goons. They're like, "Oh, I pray harder than you."
I will say, Adam and I were having a pretty fun time in there, and people hate fun times in the gym. People were not.
There were so many.
They were not appreciating
they were like
our riffs and our goofs.
Because you guys were like, look at me, I'm the most devout altar boy.
Well, so what? You know, back when I used to work out regularly, weightlifting was fun, and it was a place that you could just go have a goof and get strong. And now it's just these
serious,
fucking
so
gorillas
serious,
taking all of it so seriously.
And what happens after this is that Andrew touches nearly every machine and goes, "What's this do? What's this one do? What's that one do? What's this one do?" Jesus H.
Like a
Christ.
kid in the opposite of a candy store.
So we moved to what I would consider a very obvious machine, which is just a row machine. Like,
fuck you, obvious. I didn't know the technique. I know I know which way you sit on it, but I didn't know the actual like technique for using it. But Ben showed me.
It's a rowing machine. It's a rowing.
Ben showed me how to use the rowing machine.
Now, you don't know fun until you've gone to a gym and you've got these two geeks on two side-by-side rowers.
See the hateful language Ben uses, Adam?
They
Geeks?
start going into a collegiate like rowing team riff where they're so loudly talking about where were you guys
we were talking about all the amazing things we were going to do with our lives being on a collegiate rowing team.
our father's sources of money, most of which was slave trade.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was slave trade jokes. I forgot about that. Loud, like real loud in the middle of the gym, just the two of them rowing side by side, being like, is this how you do it to me? And honestly, I just want to do a workout, y'all. But these guys are just cranking on the rowers, talking about, I don't remember what school you were going to. I think it was Yale. You had said it was Yale.
Probably.
It was an Ivy League regatta for sure. I think it was Yale Dartmouth.
Yeah.
So that from there we moved over to the free weights section, and here Ben brought back some more. Ben, what Siberian prison did you pick this workout up in? Because this shit was so terrible. We do this thing. You've got two weights, either kettlebells, or Ben brought some baby barbells for me. And you do push-ups. You do 2 push-ups on the weights. You jump between the weights.
Hard.
You stand up. And then you jump while holding the weights, and you just keep doing that.
Burpee push-ups.
It's a burpee with kettlebells in your hand. So you drop
I was
down.
like, this feels like something I would be doing at gunpoint. This feels terrible. I hate it. It was,
and this is where I disagree. This is where I'm like, okay, this is what I want. I like those are the sort of specific exercises you forget about. And I did 3 sets of that, and that kicked my ass.
Yeah,
I felt that the next
insane.
day so well. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I was hoping Ben would bring to the table.
I'm trying to address anybody because I feel bad. Anybody that is listening that has aspirations of going to the gym, I want to be clear. No one was upset with Adam and Andrew because they were lifting. Usually gyms are a pretty welcoming space. They were assholes. And I want to be clear about this.
We were not assholes.
We were
having a good time.
And you were
we weren't being that loud. And we were being respectful. We have video, but we were careful to try to keep people out of the video. We weren't filming strangers.
Guys, what about the dueling kettlebell swings where you guys faced each other?
Oh yeah. That was kind of fun. We were facing one another.
Yeah, we were touching tips.
And we'd put the kettlebells between our legs and swinging upwards and touch them at the same time.
And they were smiling at each other.
Harmony.
And it was in the middle of the weight area.
Oh, so sorry for bringing a little levity into this fucking grim.
Look, I'm just gonna shoot it straight, and you guys are gonna accuse me of being some sort of hot dog. We live in Denver, Colorado. There's not a lot of celebs in this town. Can you imagine the reaction of this gym as these 3 fucking A-list TV stars trot in there and start having a little fun? Oh, I'm so sorry. That wasn't the highlight of everyone in that gym's month. Maybe 2 months. Yeah, dude. Celeb sighting.
I will say, like, at this point, while you were doing that, a person working a machine there, but I knew him, so it wasn't a friend of mine was like, I didn't see him, and as I was walking by, he was like, "Oh, hey, you guys doing this for your next challenge?" Because the 3 of us were there together.
And see, that's what I'm fucking talking about, dude. They're delighted to be part of the process.
We worked the kettlebells. But for people who are listening who don't go to the gym, really, like, having a plan is going to make your gym experience better. I think knowing what you're going to do.
Wander around. Let the wonderment of discovery guide you. That's what I say.
Well, no, but how convenient that Ben's willing to impart this to the listener. But when Andrew and I are literally
where was the fucking plan the other day at the gym? Where was the plan?
You guys kept throwing it out. You guys, I kept saying we are on chest and back, and Andrew kept walking up to a machine and getting his leg caught in it and being like, "What's this thing do?" And I'd be like, "That's a pull-up machine, Andrew, but we're working chest and back, not shoulders and lats." And you'd be like, "Show me how to," and then you just stand in front of it, and that was pretty much how this
show me how
so
to.
okay, so we do these kettlebell things. we go over and they're like, show us how you use the kettlebells or what you do. So then we also did the ab kettlebell, which was a shoulder pullover with a leg.
This one is insane. You lay down on the weight bench with your legs out straight, and you put your hands out, and you've got a kettlebell or a dumbbell straight out above your head, and then you lift the weight over and your legs straight up so they're like touching. And it was in this moment while I was doing this exercise, I was like, you know what? The world needs soft bodies also. The world can't be only hard bodies. If the world was only hard bodies, it would lose the definition of being a hard body, of being someone who's very fit. You need soft people to help with that distinction. And if this is the choice between this fucking gulag punishment and eating some Doritos and reading a novel on the couch, I made my choice. I'm going soft. I hated that exercise so fucking much. I hated every part of it.
Yeah, that one gets you because it's a shoulder pullover. Your arms are straight, but it's also a lower ab workout. And
it's like a crunch, but you're holding a weight at the same time.
Andrew, that was, I think, when Andrew gave up. I think it was at this point that Andrew really checked out.
I didn't check out. I checked into fully knowing myself. And I was like, I'm okay never doing this again.
I could tell. I agree with Ben because at some point Andrew goes, I got to leave in 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes and then 10 minutes passed and Andrew's like, do you guys want to shoot hoops? That 10 minutes was so arbitrary. He just wanted to be fucking
I was supposed to hop on a video call, but I got pushed.
But Adam and I continued on. Remember, we did some they're called snatches. I didn't want to tell you that there. I didn't give you that.
Well, you know what, Ben? Adam and I are at a more evolved level than you. We can hear the word.
Not that day.
You mean Guy Ritchie's follow-up to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? Love that movie.
We can take the high road. We can take.
Did you take the high road when you were using the rowing machines and talking about slaves?
I said I was on a Viking culture. I said I was on a Viking ship. I was a Viking slave. Is what I said.
Mocking rich assholes.
Well, anyway, so we did some snatches, which are just you know taking a kettlebell. You start low and then you Andrew, stop. I know I mispronounced.
I know you can't. You can't even talk about it.
I can see your face light up when I mispronounced it. I look over at his eyes. He's like,
just this dog table side watching you eat a steak, hoping a little bit
falls. Oh, something gonna fall from the table.
What a fucking creep.
Just for scraps. Yeah. So we do some
scrap hound.
So which is where the kettlebell is down between your legs. You reach down, you pick it all the way up and straight up over your head and then back down. So it's just like
like Ben said, like you're zipping a zipper.
I did this one also.
A real pull and it's up overhead. And then Adam tried to explain to Andrew after that how to do a Turkish getup.
That's right. Then this was
me feeling like I was getting back into the swing of things. And I was like, all right, I remember doing Turkish get-ups, which are kind of complicated. You have to train your body to do all the right stuff.
Why don't you tell the listener what goes into a Turkish get-up?
It's like you lie flat on your back, you bend one leg, then you stand up, you lift the weight above your head. It's like this series of coordinated movements where you kind of exercise your whole body, essentially laying down and standing up with a weight above your head.
I would say, as far as kettlebell full body exercises go, with the right weight, one of the more exhausting exercises.
And it looks hilarious. It looks like it looks like it's far too much weight because your body is always underneath it. And it looks like you're kind of comically trying to lift one.
A real pain in the ass exercise. And so we did that. Andrew,
I did not do that one.
Did not even attempt it. No. He just stood and laughed at Adam.
I had a good time. Yeah.
And it was at this point that I checked out. I just began believing you guys to be not interested in any manner in hearing what I had to say about putting together an actual coordinated workout. I believed that we had just gone to the gym for your entertainment and to have me point at machines and just tell you what they did. And I really honestly got no real semblance of a workout from this. And I want to say to you both that I don't ever want to attend the gym with you again.
Wow.
I find you
That's
both-
funny because in the parking lot, you invited me to work out with you, quote, anytime. So this is I'm getting a different message from you than I got out in the parking lot afterward.
Well, Andrew, you left your car on with the door open. And
I wanted the AC to be running so it would be cool when I got back in. Okay.
No, first of all, Adam, I don't know what you're talking about. You did every exercise. You're still in really good shape. And I think once you get back to it, I think it was the little things like have a plan. If you're lifting, see, I just want to say this. Andrew kept going, show us weird exercise. I know how to do that one. I know how to do a curl. I know how to do a bench press or a row, like a bent over row. And he was like, show us the weird ones. And it was like, well, guys, they make the weird ones to sell you on a program. Honestly, the standby classics, they work. Do squats, do lunges, do push-ups, do bench presses, do bent over rows, do deadlifts. Those are really solid, good workouts. There's all kinds of weird shit, but usually I think it's because they're trying to sell you a workout plan. Like, you can just get in shape by just doing very simple, like the classic exercises, bicep curls, tricep curls. Like, you can.
No, here's absolutely. And I agree with what Ben's saying. And we were having a lot of goofs. But truthfully, I wanted to do this challenge. And I'm not lying. I went weightlifting after our sesh. And I don't know why, but I was more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's weird because there's all these jack dudes occupying all the machines. You have to try to like get in there. And sometimes you're like, oh, fuck it. I just won't even do that one. But I was like, I don't know. I felt a little bit more confident. Like these dudes were doing an exercise. And I was like, are you almost done with that? And they're like, yeah, we'll be done in a second. And then I was like, what is that? What are you working with that type of thing? And they were just like, oh, it works the back of the shoulder like this. And I just felt a little more like gym comfortable having yucked it up with my boys at the gym. And also,
did you hang out after that?
Yeah, those are my new
Hell
friends.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
No, also, when we were weightlifting on the bench press, I put up the same amount of weight that I would do pre-kids. And with Ben there helping me to spot me, I was able to do it. And that was very much like, hey, there you go, Dad. You can still lift the same amount of weight that you did before you had those kids. And that was something I never would have done without like a spot. And so I just that alone was psychologically like, oh yeah, man, you're still the same fucking guy.
And is that more or less weight than Ben can lift in the same exercise?
I mean, I think we were probably. I don't know.
Neither one of us is going for broke.
Yeah,
it was just 45 plates on either side of the bar.
Yeah, we were just bench pressing at 135 pounds. I don't know.
Right.
It was,
and I was never going for huge weight anyway. But it was just like that was the max that I would do.
But I think that is like, if anybody is listening, and this is something I've talked with family members about, or friends who are intimidated by going to the gym, or just they're worried about people looking. I want to make it clear, anybody looking was because these two youngsters were being loud.
Are celebs.
Yeah. Most celebs. And being dorks. I would say 99% of the time, people just, they don't like care if you ask somebody how something works. People want to help for the most part. And like Adam said, once you go the first time, you feel more comfortable going the second time. And then you feel more comfortable going the third time. And I always recommend to people, the easiest way to go to the gym, just before you go, write out what you're going to do. I'm going to get on you guys did the elliptical for 10 minutes to start. And then I'm going to do bench press, some rows, some squats, and then maybe some stretching and a little more cardio, and I'm going to go home. Like, even if you just start that way, that's a great way to just start yourself. Then the next time, I'm going to do some biceps, some tricep workout. And what I tell people is start heavier, and I start light and go heavier and decrease your reps. And just do like 3 or 4 sets of doing that. It's just an easy way to start, and it'll get you into the gym process, especially if you're just like nervous about doing that. Because I'm trying to get this to, I think the gym is intimidating. Even Adam, you've gone a lot. You're a very active person. Andrew, you spent a lot of time at the gym. You go and you do pickleball a lot. Like, you're somebody who is fairly active, and it is still intimidating to you guys.
There are some huge assholes in the pickleball community. Well, I will say this. Yes, I was joking around while we were there. God forbid I try to make the comedy podcast entertaining when we go to the gym. But I will say there were a handful of machines I didn't know how to use. I felt like, they were just weird blind spots in the gym. Ben showed me how to do all of them. He showed me the techniques I was curious about for the things I didn't know. So when I left the gym, I felt like I actually had now a complete knowledge of how to use anything I want in the gym, which was totally useful. And like, now when I go to the rec center, I'm like, oh, I know how to properly use the rowing machine. I know which jokes to make while I do it. I know
And try the slave trader stuff on anybody sitting next to you in the future. It'll dunk. Just pretend that you're on an Ivy League team and that your dad made his money in the slave trade, and people next to you will be like, that's so fun.
I had gotten more into the Middle Ages, where I was like, on a Viking longship. But regardless of where you take the fun, make sure that your back is straight while you're doing it. Don't fuck up your back. So it was helpful. And Ben, thank you for putting up with the shenanigans.
Obviously, I love you guys, and I'm joking about. I actually had fun having people to lift with, because I usually go on my own. But if you go on your own, I really want to say to people, like, I was not an active kid. I was a chubby, little awkward kid, and then I gained a fair amount of weight in my adult life, and it was very scary for me to start going to the gym. I was terrified. I did not want to be laughed at. I did not want to look like a fool. Like, it was really, really, really preyed on my insecurities. And like, now I don't think I can live without it as part of a weekly routine that even if I get 3 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week, I love it. And I can tell you, I was the very nervous person before I went. So if you're thinking about it, just give it a chance. And if you have questions, you can reach out to us, especially if you're on Patreon. The other people, we don't want to fucking. No, I'm just kidding. No. But if you have questions or anything, or you're listening and you have suggestions or things you found with the gym, please let us know, because I do think that this is something. If you have a rec center, is not cost prohibitive. This is this can be very inexpensive for you to go. Planet Fitness, I know for myself, is $8 a month right now. This is something that anybody can do.
It's the price of a half a cup of coffee.
Exactly. So I'm just a big, it's good for your brain. We know it helps with anxiety and depression. And
personally, I think this challenge was great for me, because I know I've worked out a lot, but I'm getting older. Body's changing, and I'm incorporating different types of working out, and I'm happy to throw weightlifting back into it responsibly. And this just kind of helped me feel that much more comfortable back at the gym. So if you're aging like a lot of our listeners, fucking A, man, don't worry about it. Take a buddy. And
you can lift at any age.
And they say lifting weight is crucial as you get older. Like, you might do it for vanity purposes as a younger person, but it's
the only reason I'm doing
crucial for bone density and your long-term health as you get older.
Should we pivot to just a bone density podcast?
I mean, we've been to talk about it so much.
We might as well.
Look how Ben leaned in on bone density.
Should we become the internet's premier bone density?
The Bone Zone?
Welcome to the Bone Zone.
Welcome to the Bone Zone. Guys, Who's on the throne at the Bone Zone this time? I'm on it. I'm the one that's calling it out. I'm King Monarch. Bone Marrow.
Well, it was an informative episode, even if it rankled Ben.
Right. Well, listen, thanks for taking us out, Ben. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had fun.
It was fun. This next comic, we got to listen to a comic, really knows their way around a gym. And is kind of an alpha though, like very not nice at the gym,
not nice in a green
willing
room.
To help you out.
Was on the last Grawlix and beat the shit out of us backstage.
I know, and similar behavior at the gym every time you see him. Regardless, very funny. Please enjoy these jokes from Kate McLaughlin, and we will be back with Act 3 after the funnies.
Stay tuned, Act 3 people, you're up.
I am depressed. What? Her? Yeah, where are my saddies at? Fuck yeah, I'm on Lexapro. Where my Lex heads at? Yeah! Lexapro fucking rules, dude. Do you guys know you could wake up and not want to die? I'm learning a ton on it. I started taking it last year, and my doctor recommended I exercise to help it work better. And I don't know if you guys have worked out in Colorado. Not my favorite place to sweat around people. No one is getting in shape near me. They all got in shape somewhere else where I can't see them. And then we all work out together, and I'm like the only one struggling. Over the winter, I very impulsively signed up for a Pilates class. Pilates, a famously welcoming community. Got a 3-month membership. I fucked up. What Pilates is you go into a studio with 10 of the hottest women you've ever seen and one pretty mean gay guy. And together you just do this and this until you can't walk. And the first month I was doing it, it was fucking awful. Everything hurt. And it was also coinciding with some digestive issues I was having. I didn't mean to look you in the eye, but it is what was going on. My tummy hurt. To the point where my mom was like, I don't mean to freak you out, but we have Crohn's, like, in our family. Like, your aunt has Crohn's, and so do a couple of your cousins. So I went and got tested. And I don't have Crohn's, which is so great. But something much worse happened where me and my doctor figured out at the same time in his office that what I was describing was that I had never engaged my core before. And what I thought was a lifelong illness was just my abs moving around. So through the power of Pilates, I beat Crohn's. Like, I really am amazing. Oh my God, thank you.
Reporting live from under my blanket, I'm Susan Curtis with Dunkin' at Home. Breaking news, pumpkin spice iced and hot coffees are back. I'll pass it to Mr. Curtis with his blanket for the full story.
That is so right, Susan. You know, it's never too early to get in a spicy mood. I'm talking cinnamony goodness that's so tasty, people don't want to leave their blankets either. Back to you.
No, back to you.
All you.
The home with Dunkin' Pumpkin Spice is where you want to be.
Boom, third actors, welcome. You have reached the third act of The Grawlix Saves the World, the coolest place in all of podcasting.
Hell yeah.
Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. We did an episode. It was, honestly, I got a text from the Smithsonian saying it's being considered one of the top 10 podcast episodes of all time.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, already.
The Bone Zone,
already.
Really?
The Bone
Yeah, the Bone Zone. They're excited about the new turn. But the third actors don't give a fuck about that, do they? They just want to know who we're thanking.
Uh-oh.
And I guess the only people to thank would be you and Andrew, and also the Carla Madsen Rec Center, who really provide a great service, great facility.
That is a beautiful rec center, by the way.
Yeah, it's state of the art. That might be the best Denver Rec Center gym I've seen.
Yeah, the pool there is aces, and then all the equipment was really nice. It was.
I'll tell you what, I went swimming with my boys in that pool the other day, and saw a Band-Aid in the water and a lighter.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, score.
Yeah, like I said, there's like gifts and treats. They throw treats in there and gifts and stuff.
Yeah, I gave the Band-Aid to Ellis and the lighter to Malcolm. They were delighted.
Oh my God. There's nothing that makes a kid's heart swoon more than a wet lighter.
Well, it's great because you can let your kid play with it and you don't have to worry about it. It's like, go
There's
ahead.
no fire. It's like giving your kid a cell phone that's not turned on.
I have to believe that this is the same person who left their car running with the door open in the parking lot. They also took a quick dip with their lighter and Band-Aid.
Yep. I love it. Well,
welcome to Colfax, baby.
Thank you, Denver Rec Center, Carla Madsen Rec Center. You rule. Yeah. And Andrew, how are you feeling right now? How's the voice?
I mean, since I've been working out and since with these obliques and lats pumping the bellows, give me a break, dude. Buckle up.
All right, let's hear that new hardy,
you might want to
beefy, muscle-bound plugs.
Yeah. You might want to turn the volume down.
All right, let's hear it.
Plugs.
It sounds the same.
You know, it sounds really similar.
I guess results are incremental. Like it is a slow process for sure.
Right. The potential for real results in that plug rendition.
Yes, I'm trying to see the potential for sure. Adam, what do you got? What you got going on? Or I guess Andrew, whoever.
Yeah, I'll start. Adam and I have a show together.
Can you tell us apart
now?
If you want to see Adam and I together, like Ben always does, you can catch us at the Bread Bar up in the mountains of Colorado on August 10th. I've heard it's a super cool venue. I've never been there, so I'm excited to go for my first time.
Dude, it rules. And there's only a handful of tickets left.
It's a small little setting. The pictures look like a little beautiful mountain hamlet. And you know what? I might inadvisably bring my dogs with me. So you might want to come just to see how great of an idea that turns out to be, since it's an outdoor show.
Joy for you, Adam. Be joyful.
Yeah, come listen to me talk about how the ride-up was with Andrew's dogs. Ooh, in Silver Plume, Colorado.
The write-up won't be the problem.
I'll go next. Saturday, August 10th, here in Denver. I will be at 14er Brewing with my pal Nick Ellis. He's putting the show on. I'll be headlining that. Always a fun time. That dude puts on some real great shows. So
Nick runs great shows for sure.
And a funny dude. So yeah, come on down and hang out with us. Grab some hearty beers and let me yuck at you.
Hell yeah! I want to issue a call to action for our Texas fans. Anyone living in Texas, drive to Houston on August 23rd. It's not that big of a state. You guys talk a big game, like, oh, everything's bigger down here. I don't think there's anywhere in Texas that you couldn't get to Houston if you start driving today. And I will be there August 23rd at the Secret Room. It's a great, great venue, and I would love to see some Grolic Saves the World fans at it. So come on out, August 23rd, Houston,
and
Texas.
As always, our live show, the Grolics Live Show, returns to the Bug Theater August 31st, the last Saturday of every month. And what a banger of a lineup this month. Hannah Jones and Brian Sullivan. Hannah Jones is going to headline it. We've been doing this thing where somebody local that we think is just fucking amazing and they're popping. We're going to have them close the show out. And plus, we expect a very secret, very special guest you don't want to miss. So get your tickets now for that, as well as any of our shows. That's down in the show notes. And we hope to see you out. Who wants to take a crack?
I do.
Oh, wow. He didn't even wait. It's the gym. It's the arrogance of the gym. That's what it is.
I'm ready. I feel comfortable in this credits segment, having spent some time there with my boys. Are you ready to time me?
You're going time?
He's
All
going
right,
time.
let me get my stopwatch.
Of course he is. He's just in
What
the
are we,
fucking
you're
zone.
trying to be what, 13:45, I think?
I think it's like 11. I think
Wow,
it's
it's
11.
down.
And I think I hold the record.
I don't
so.
think so. I thought it was Andrew.
I mean, the Olympics are on right now. This is the perfect time to do it. Okay.
They're in Nagano right now.
Ben, you're a few off.
Topical.
No spoilers. If anybody, no spoilers for any of the Olympics post Nagano.
That was the most like primitive brain like connection. I say Olympics, you
Sochi.
say Nagano.
Sochi.
We're in Nagano this year. Okay.
No spoilers with Ben, okay?
Don't tell me anything that happened at the Nagano Olympics.
All right, Adam. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Thanks to producer Ron Doyle. As always, Mike Henderson for his help recording at our live show. Theme music provided by Charlie Continental. You can follow us on social media at Grolix Comedy. Support us and get ad-free episodes and other perks on Patreon. Patreon.com/Grolix.
Wow. 11.95.
Almost there. Almost.
Wow.
That felt
almost
for a while. Your
PR'd
pace
and a new world record, but you missed it.
Your pace was seemed legendary up top. But
it was
then
the Mike Henderson that flubbed you up. I saw a little bit of break from form on that one, Andrew.
The thing is, I don't appreciate his help. So every time we've had to thank him, I'm like, my heart's not even in this.
That's not true, Mike. Thank you.
Mike, we love you.
You're the best. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I have a thought. Next week, why don't we do an episode and do what we set out to do in that episode?
Fuck you, Ben. I got something out of that episode, Ben, and so did Andrew, and we don't really care if you got something or not. So how's that?
used you. We used you. How does it feel?
We used you for your unlimited knowledge base.
That's all right. You guys can use me. I'm not worried about getting knowledge pregnant because next episode, you guys are. I'm trying to figure out a way to segue into this next.
How's that going?
It's not going well.
How's the segue going?
The segue is not going, or the segment of a segue. Next episode,
really limp into the.
I'm just going to give you a hint. Snip. That's it.
Oh, dude, we're making construction paper snowflakes?
No.
Fuck yeah, taking it back. Kindergarten days.
No. We're going to hit the sack on this early on this one. So make sure you stay tuned. It's insane. But in the meantime, play us out, Charlie.